Okay, let's switch from prayer. So I'm gonna do. I've been collecting gems since I used up all my gems, and then I started collecting them again. So I got a bunch. So I'm gonna show you a couple things. There was a while ago that I created a video on how to vessel grind, and since then, a lot has changed. So the way you vessel grind now is different. Back then, I had this method that was amazing, and they kind of nerfed it to the ground. Actually, it's quite nerfed, and so it doesn't work so well anymore. But the method went something like this, where you spend all your favor, and then the moment it hits 7.5 favor, you start vesseling a gem, and I'm talking about higher quality gems like these ones that are above 10, right? Like a 22 quality gem. And what happens is when you vessel successfully, it fills the gem with your favor. So whatever favor you have, all that favor goes into the gem, and then you can use the gem, and it will immediately give you that favor. It gives you twice the amount of favor back. So if I put in 7 favor into the gem and I use it, it will give me 14 favor back. Okay, now it won't store all the favor. There's a certain amount of favor that you have that won't go in there. So I got it down to an art form where if you can keep your favor super low and you vessel the gem, then the smallest amount of favor that can go in there is 3.5 favor. And then when you use it, it gives you 7 favor back. Okay, so I would vessel, get 3.5 in there, use it immediately before I got a tick, a favor tick, and that bumps my favor back up to 7. And then I get another, then a favor tick happens, so I'm at 7.5 or above, and I start another vessel. So the cycle goes vessel, the timer goes up, it charges the gem, you use it and vessel again. Use it and vessel again, and you just go like this over and over again. So every time that the 30-second timer is up for the vessel, it ends. Instantly, you use and vessel again. So every 30 seconds, you're getting a potential a skill tick. That system is gone. You can no longer do that. And the reason is because they buffed the rate at which favor regens. So now there's no way to get 3.5 favor into the gem. Now your favor regens too fast, so by the time that the vessel cast happens, you end up storing way too much favor in there, so that when you use it, your favor jumps up way too high, and you don't want to vessel a gem when your favor is high, because all of that favor is going to go into the gem, and when you use it, it just bumps your favor up higher, and so one thing I didn't mention was that the amount of favor that gets stored and used in a gem increases the amount of quality that you lose. So for example, I could fill this opal up with 22 favor. When I use it, it will give me 44 favor back, but then it'll destroy the gem. And we don't want to destroy the gems as much as we possibly can, because gems are rare and we don't want to use them all up. We want to get as many casts on this 22 quality as possible. Okay, so let's see what you guys are saying to all that. Yeah. Perfect topic. I want to learn this. Okay. But the vessel cast is so long, you regen tons of favor past that. Exactly. So that's the problem now, is that because the vessel casts 30 seconds, in that 30 seconds, you're gaining so much favor. Whereas when I was doing this, favor regen was probably about 1/5 of what it is now. I'm estimating, but 1/5 is where I think it was, because first off, there's several changes that increased favored regen. So it's like they literally buffed it and buffed it and buffed it again, and now it's like 5 times as fast as it was before. The way they buffed it was, 1, they reduced the time between ticks. When I was on Xanadu and I was doing this back in the day, the time between favor regen ticks was approximately 12 to 15 seconds. And the reason why there was such variance was because of server lag. This was early on in Xanadu, and so like there was a lag, like all the timers were longer. But if you went over to Deliverance or something like that, back then the ticks were about 10 seconds. Okay. So they cut that in half. So now it's more like every 5 seconds, and sometimes I'm even noticing it's quicker than 5 seconds, like 4.5 seconds or something like that. So every 5 seconds or so, you're getting a skill tick. So that right there doubles the amount of skill, or the amount of favor that you regen. There was another change, and I'm not sure if they happened at the same time or if they happened separate from each other, but they changed it so the amount of favor you gain per tick is increased. And this wasn't a small increase. This was a big increase. Like I remember when I was doing this strategy, I would get my favor to 7.5, right? And the cast is 30 seconds long. So I might get two favor ticks in that time, right? Like, so it would be 7.5 or 7.6 or something like that. I get my favor to. And then over the course of the cast, I would get 2 or 3, depending on where I was, favor regens. And when I landed the cast, my favor was somewhere in the low 8s. Okay, somewhere in the low 8s. So 2 ticks gave me from 7.6 to like 8.2 or something like that. And if your favor was less than 8.5, that was the sweet spot. You needed your favor to be less than 8.5 to get the 3.5 to go in, right? And so then it was like 5 favor gets lost. Anything above 5 favor gets stored in the gem. So if it was 8.5 favor, or maybe it was just above 8.5, I can't remember. But anyway, it was like 3, that would give you the 3.5. Oh yes, I remember what it was. That you could actually get it, if it was below 8.5, you can get only 6 favor would go into the gem. And that was possible. So if you were doing it perfectly optimally, your favor was less than 8.5. Now, I want to show you this now. So let's take a look at how favor regens now. So to do this, I'm going to grab a tool and cast on it to bleed my favor. Let's do horseshoes. Let's do horseshoes. I got a bunch of horseshoes ready to go. So let's see, do any of these have WA? Okay, this one has 4 on it, which is great because 4. You see how this horseshoe here has 4 WA on it? If an item has a small cast on it, it adds a bonus to your spell cast, similar to how Benediction is. Like it'll add a plus something to it. And I think the most is +4. Or maybe it's +5, I don't know. +4 or +5 anyway. So here I feel like I have that +5. So whatever I cast, it adds 5 to it. So let's do that. I am right. I get my bonus as much as possible. Do I have my channeling? Yes, okay. So I'm going to turn on sleep bonus. And I'm going to make a keybind for this. Let's use L. And I have Shift K. Let me just see. Shift K is for vessel. I'm just going to change that to K. Okay, there we go. So L. Okay, and I'm also going to grab a pieces of food. Let's see. What do I have lots of? I have lots of basil, and I have way more over somewhere else. So I'll just grab some basil. I succeed in improving. Let's grab some basil, and I'm just going to cast some opulence on this. Spells, opulence. And let's make that keybind. Let's make that Shift K. Okay, so what I'm trying to do here is bleed my favor, so it goes down. And it's just about to tick to 20. So I'll be able to cast opulence and then cast opulence again. Boy, opulence takes forever. Maybe I won't use opulence. Maybe I'll use bless. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, I'm not expecting any skill ticks here. Oh, and I forgot to turn on sleep bonus. Yeah, I'll get to the under 10 quality gems. Okay, so let's watch my favor now. So my favor is right on the top bar here. It's at 1.6 and it ticks to 5. Okay. Let's watch again. Ticks to 6. Okay, you'll notice how quickly these ticks are happening. Like, it's not 12 seconds between each tick. It's like 5 seconds. Okay, now I'll be able to cast Vessel. I'm just gonna let it bleed though. I'm just gonna let it go. 1 tick brings me to 8.5 or 8.6. Another tick brings me to 9.2. And these are happening fast, right? Like in a 30-second time, in a 30-second cast time, I'm gonna be above 10 before the cast goes off. Right? There's 10. Like, I wish I had a video showing how favor regened before back in the day. Because after this amount of time, I would still be at like 8 or something like that. Like, it's just insane. Okay, so let's get rid of some of this favor. Okay, now we'll do some spell grinding. So I'm going to actually organize my gems here so that I'm not going to accidentally, I'm not going to accidentally get rid of some of the low quality ones. And we'll talk about the low quality ones in a second. So it'll make more sense once you see the high quality stuff happening. Let's get rid of this one. Okay. Let's put all the gems together. Let's get myself going. So I'm at, okay, I'm going to have to do one more cycle of this. Do I have all my high quality gems? I got a ruby. Okay. Not too many of them, but let's start with these diamonds, okay? Because they're low quality. So I'm gonna bless the basil, bleed my favor, and then the moment I can, I'm gonna cast Vessel, which I think I put on K. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so once I get to 7.5, 7.2, here we go. Okay, so I started and I was at 8.00. Okay, now watch what happens to my favor as the time goes on. I'm gonna pop my sleep bonus. Like, I'm already at 10 favor and I got halfway in that casting. Okay, I'm gonna turn my sleep bonus on here so I don't forget. 11. I'm at 11 favor. So the amount of favor that's gonna go into this is like, oh, and I fail. Okay, so I'm gonna cast again. And already, like, it's gonna be at 13 or something like that. So I'm gonna put in like 8 favor into this thing. And that, when I use it, is going to reduce the quality by 8. Okay, so let's show you that. Okay, yeah, it's going to tick to 13 right here. Okay, I fail again. So this, see how I'm failing? I failed twice in a row, which is normal. This is where people would say you want to get higher channeling to use this strategy, right? I'd say even like if you're starting at 50, it's going to feel worse than this. But this guy can get into a groove where he can get like a few off in a row and it's not that bad. But you kind of want to reserve this for when you get to 70. There we go. I got it. Filled the gem. Okay, so I'm going to wait till my favor gets up to 7.5 and I'm going to cast on the next one. One more tick. While you're right, you wasted 1 minute of sleep bonus. It's the same kind of waste if you're going to cast COC and you fail twice in a row, which is also possible. Casting is like this, right? You waste so much sleep bonus because you fail a lot until your skill is high, right? COC is not much. It's not much less difficult than Vessel. I think Vessel has a difficulty of 70. COC has a difficulty of 60. There, I did it again. Okay, so I got 2 channeling ticks. Now the main difference, though, and this is where Vessel shines. The main difference is that Vessel gives you these skill ticks 0.0166. Circle of Cunning will give you half, if not less than half, of that skill tick. Okay, so Vessel gives you a very large skill tick when it succeeds and gives you a skill. Okay, so sure, you're wasting some time, but every time it's successful, you make up for that time because it gives you this massive skill tick. Okay, I got 3 in a row, right? So that's not bad. And 3 skill ticks in a row. Look, I already got point. Wait, did I get a skill tick there? No, I actually didn't get a skill tick there. Sorry. So I was successful, but too successful on that one. Right. You're right. But I don't know if you've ever, like, when you say spam cast Aesop, do you mean sacrifice a whole bunch of favor and then just cast Aesop and then sacrifice a whole bunch of favor again and then, right? Because if that's the case, I can't do that because I don't have unlimited favor. Right now, I have maybe 1,000 favor built up into here, maybe 2,000, somewhere in there. That might go for 15 minutes of doing what you're describing. So I can skill gain for 15 minutes, and it took me a few hours to make that amount of favor. So the bottleneck there is favor. What makes vessel grinding so appealing to me right now is I don't need any favor. I'm not sacrificing or wasting any favor. I get these massive skill ticks each time, right? Like already my channeling is up by 0.05 almost. And I haven't really started. And you're right, gems are more rare. But of course, as you play, you gain gems. So you're right. Like there's like a balance here. This is the reason why priests will do enchantments in exchange for, their services, right? Like, and it's also why gems are so valuable, because priests are doing this. Why am I not pressing the wrong button? Okay, I'm gonna bleed my favor because I'm not paying attention here. Okay, so this diamond, you see it says glittering diamond, it emits some power. That emits some power is indicating that it's filled with some favor. Okay, I'm gonna wait for 7.5 again. Right, and while it does feel like you're wasting sleep bonus, believe me when I say that you compare this channeling skill gain to, let's say, favor sacking casting, this skill gain is better. Like it'll go up faster this way. And then the other thing is that your favor runs out, right? You don't have unlimited favor, and favors are really hard to get. Now, you can combine this though, because gems give you favor. Yeah, there's another channeling skill tick. Gems give you favor. So once I fill up all these, I'm going to show you. I'm going to start casting on those horseshoes. Oh, I forgot to check. What did I get on this horseshoe? 57. Sweet. That's a good cast. That's a keeper. I'm missing it. Oh, gosh. Okay, whatever. I'll handle that waste. You just made a sack knife and 3 high-quality altars spread in a hunting area so that I go around sacking mobs for favor and then spam casting Lurker on a Serral Pendulum. Right. But I don't think that's considered spam casting, right? That's whenever your favor regens enough, you cast. Right? Spam casting, in my opinion, is you just keep casting over and over again. Right? And like as I said, like it's like the process of sacking a whole bunch of favor, cast, sacking more favor, cast. In the event that you have, whoops, gosh, I'm like not focusing. This one's already full, and it's this one. Okay, so in the event you have unlimited favor to do that, 100%. If I had unlimited favor in these bins right here, I would be not doing this. I would be sacrificing a whole bunch of favor, casting over and over again. I'd probably choose Circle of Cunning or Wind of Ages, even though it's higher difficulty, because I like that balance between productivity and skill gain. I failed, so I'm going to just bleed my favor here. Yeah, then you can spam sack the animal bits at a lib altar. Sure, so Is that true? 2 or 3 mobs gives you 200 favor? Because, God, that's overpowered. That's true. That is overpowered. So maybe, and do animal bits give me favor too? And I'm missing it. Right, but do animal bits give me favor too? Like, and it's like Libela gets double favor, or is it that only Libela uses animal bits? You get 3 times favor per mob, and 1 time from sacking the mob itself, and 2 times from sacking their tails and glands. Right. Yeah, it gives me, but only 1 times. Okay, there. I finished filling. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use, and watch my favor bar. I'm going to wait 7, 8. I might wait a couple more ticks to get this free. This is all free favor right now. And then I'm going to use, I'll do one more tick. I'm going to use. Watch my favor go up. So I use, and now you take a look at, now take a peek at this, at the gem quality. 13 gem quality I use, it bumps it down to 7. Okay, so it's using up some gem quality, giving me favor. And notice that extra 8 favor that I waited for the regen paid off, because now I'm at exactly 51. And now I'm going to cast Wind of Ages. So still, yeah. I might look into this sacrificing animal bits just to see what happens there. Because I have a whole lot of animal bits. But right now I'm using them for... Ooh, another keeper. I'm using them for natural substances grinding. As you can see, my natural substances down here is at 27, and I'm continually working on that. I'm going to wait for one more skill tick, and I'm going to fill up my gems, or fill up my favor bar again. Use, and one more should do it. And Wind of Ages. So this one was 52. I'm getting lucky with these casts. I don't normally get 50s right off the bat twice in a row. Yeah, it works for other priests, I think. It's just Libela gets twice as much favor from each cast, from each animal bit. Okay, what did we get there? 9. Yeah, that's more typical. 9. And all I have is this 1 ruby left. Okay, so these gems all got put down to less than 10. So I'm going to put those in the container with my lower than 10 quality gems. And I'm going to recast Vessel here. And check out my channeling. It is now flying right now. I already got 0.1. I should fill up my CCFP bars too. I forgot to do that before I started. Okay, that one did it. One more tick. Right, and if you have a ton of gems, right, you are a miner or pray a lot, you can collect over time. It's not going to be instant, but over time you can collect a ton of gems. And then every so often you just have these channel grinding sessions with the gems. And what you want to do is channel grind like I'm doing now until all your gems are in the 1 to 10 or 0 to 10 quality range. And as Sipaku was pointing out earlier, this helps. And Kitty Gaboosh, thanks for the follow and welcome on in. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so hold on here. And to get a sack knife, it's easy. You need like 30 weaponsmithing and 2 rubies and 3 sapphires and silver lumps. Yeesh. Yeah, I might have to start saving up my gems for that. Whoops, I failed the channel. I should have queued up a couple. I'm going to actually reset. I'm going to reset. Cast some bless on on the basil to get my faith down. And I think it's on this one I still need, yep. And it's K. Mm. That's lucky, Raybarg. You got a supreme sack knife. I honestly have only sacrificed one animal before, and that was just, what does this do? And I just did it. I haven't done much more with that. I might have to look into how that affects my faith and favor regen and that sort of stuff. Honestly, though, with these changes to the favor regen, I honestly haven't really felt the need to, because I like honestly favor is regenerating so fast. There's times where I'll look away, and next thing I know, I've just regen 50 favor, and it's like, okay, I'll just do another cast here. Okay, so now I have 3 more gems ready to be used, and I'm gonna wait for 8, and then I'm gonna use, and hopefully that brings me to 50. It doesn't. So I'm gonna sacrifice a couple of these guys to get myself to 50. Okay, and I still have this ruby, which I'm just gonna put away for now. And I'm gonna take all my low quality gems now, and I'm gonna show you why low quality gems are so valuable. Okay, I'm gonna just cast my Wind of Ages here. And you know what? I'll just use them all up. There's not too many here. These are the ones I've just collected over the last few days from praying and mining and whoops, put them in here. I want them to go here. Goodness. Not there. You know what? Let's just bring these ones down. I want them all to be together. Okay. What did I get on that horseshoe? 9. I did. I frown as I failed to improve the power, so I casted less than 9. Okay. Yeah. Your method sounds great, Sipiku. Okay, so let's now show you what happens here. So I'm gonna get just a little bit more faith here, but favor, but I think it's good. So watch what happens now if I cast Vessel on this opal here. Okay, when the gem is less than 10 quality, instead of storing your favor into the gem, it'll say something like the gem is too low quality to store favor into it. What will happen is that the gem quality will be reduced by 3. None of your faith or favor will be stored into the gem, but you'll use, I think, 5. I think it'll lower this by 5, which is okay because it'll lower it by 5, and it says the gem is too low quality to store anymore. And look at that. Because of the rate at which favor regens, you regen enough to cast Vessel right again. So here, there's no fiddling with favor. No waiting to cast. No Vessel to use. You just literally cast on these things over and over again. And each time it's successful, it'll lower the gem quality by 3. It'll use up a little bit of your faith. And what I do is I'll just cast it on this top one. And it'll queue up 3 casting actions. And I just sit back and relax, and I don't even have to pay attention to it. And this is really where Vessel grinding shines. If the gem has less than 3 quality, then you will cast it on it, and it will destroy the gem, but you still get the cast, and you still get the skill tick. It'll happen on this one over here. Actually, it just happened on the one that was first in line there. And it'll happen to this one if I'm successful on this cast on the 2.71. There it is. Oh no, that was on the 8. Okay, so let's do it again. Okay. Like, I think if I'm successful on the vessel too many times in a row, it does drop below the 7.5 favor required to cast it. So, but that's okay. It takes like one tick of waiting before it gets back up there. And let's take a look at my channeling skill gain. 0.17. That's just awesome. I'm going to get to 63 here, I think. Okay. Yeah, there it used it. I did lower it below my 7.5, but one tick brought me back up. And it destroyed the gem. Oh, that money. I know. I know. It is. But see, you got to remember, the reason why it's all that money is because gems are useful for channel grinding, so people are willing to spend money on getting gems. Right? Like when you sell gems to a priest, the reason why they're so valuable is literally because of this. This is what they're doing with the gems. I'm debating on whether I should sack some favor or should I just wait? I don't know. I think I should just wait. Yeah, to a player who's not a priest, I can imagine this is like, you're looking at this going, oh, this is so much of a waste of gems. But you just got to remember that this is what gems are. It would be like you mined a whole bunch of iron and you're watching a blacksmith use all that iron and you're going, oh, that's just such a waste of iron. But no, it's what the iron is useful for in the first place. There is no other use for gems in this game, by the way. Aside from making sacrificial knives. And what else can you use a gem for? The star gems. So this is why I'm not using this star gem here. This star gem is useful for making the staff. What do they call them? Those wizard staffs? The karma staffs? Yeah. For the star diamonds. Or the star gems. But the other gems, they're not really useful. Like, you make a sacrificial knife with them, that's it. And then the other reason why you use them is for this. Storing favor or using it to vessel grind. Right. So PvP gems, so you store favor into your gems so you have them on you so you can have quick favor regen. So you store a whole bunch of gems, favor in your gems, and you can just like quickly use them to get your favor back. Yeah, throw them at someone's head. But honestly, if somebody's buying gems, they're not buying them for the PvP purpose. Most of those guys are gonna get their own gems. You know, like all you need to do is have a massive mining project, and if you have high level mining, and you're mining a lot, you're gonna get a lot of high quality gems. And it's the high quality gems that you want for the storing favor, because they can store a lot more favor. Let's say I have a 90 quality gem and I have 90 favor in my bar, or like 100 favor in my bar, and I store all the 90 quality, like the favor in my gem, it just stores so much favor. Double the amount that you put in. So if you put in 90, it's storing 180. And it'll come out in a way that it fills your it'll fill your favor bar, and it won't overuse it. So it's like a good storage system for favor. But honestly, if I think about the use of gems for that, I think that's a waste, because all of that quality could have been used to cast vessel like 10, 15 times or whatever. I keep pressing the wrong hotkey. Digging also gives gems. Yes, you were right. Digging also gives gems. Emeralds it gives only, but yes. 80 plus digging, exactly. And then if they dig and get an 80 quality dirt and a gem happens to come out, you're getting an 80 quality gem along with that dirt. Digging's for bones. I've gotten one bone before. People get mad, yeah, that's just jealousy. But yeah, I've gotten one bone before, and that was when we were digging for the labyrinth. That entire front area of the labyrinth is a 20 by, I think it's 20 by 20 or something close to that. A 20 by 20 area on Xanadu, and we dug it all down to the rock. 20 by 20 area. Um, and the depth was about 100 to 120. So that's a lot of dirt. And it's also a lot of gems. And we got one rare bone out of that as well. So yeah, rare bones from digging. Yeah, it's super rare. It's super uncommon. It might be like a 1 in a million sort of feeling, but if you dig a lot and you are digging massive amount, like as I was describing, you're digging a 20 by 20 area down to rock that was 100 plus dirt deep. Yeah, you're probably going to get a bone in that project. It took us months with lots of help, and we must have got hundreds of gems from that. Hundreds, maybe not hundreds, over 100 though. Over 100 gems, I would estimate. They don't drop from clay, peat, or tar. Yeah, only from dirt, and only if that dirt is like going down when you're digging it. And it doesn't. You don't get any from leveling, so don't level, dig, and you can get those emeralds. Right? You can sell the dirt. Dirt is valuable, especially in large quantities. If you have 10,000 dirt, you could probably get yourself a good amount of money there. Right? Like look at my channeling. 0.25 already. I got 0.25. Like anybody watching, like I know that it doesn't seem like it's going that fast if you're not used to how skills go in the 60s. But like if I was mining, let's say, like next side by side, here I'm channel grinding, over there I'm mining, right? And I have an optimal setup for mining, right? I'm on the right vein and everything like that with the right quality pickaxe and everything like that. If I got 0.25 skill gain in mining by doing the amount of time that I just did here, that would make me super ecstatic. You know, like that's a lot of skill gain in that time. Right. You get really good gains with this strategy, especially on the low quality gems. Right? If you have a lot of low quality gems, this is good time. A good amount of skill gain in the time that I've spent. And sure, I'm not going to get a skill gain every tick, so that one I think I missed out on. But these skill ticks are large, like 0.165. That's a big skill tick at this level, right? Like you go and like any of you who have a skill in the 60s ish, go do an action for that skill and just tell me like what kind of skill gain are you getting there? Like keep in mind I have sleep bonus on and I have affinity food. My channeling affinity food. Um, so those in combination are giving me good amount of skill boost. But even in that situation, my mining skill ticks are even with sleep bonus on and mining affinity food, my skill ticks in mining are about half of this, like 0.007, something like that, or 0.008. Now, granted, there is some balancing here, like these action timers are much longer, and so skill per hour is the metric I usually use to gauge how well I'm doing. How much skill am I going to get if I do this for an hour?